Okay, before I get into this too much, what I'm doing is actually replacing the brake lines on this tractor. And I'm going to talk a little bit about this tractor in a little more depth. We've had this tractor for 53 years. It's not something that was just bought for the specific purpose of, as a used tractor. This tractor was and I know I've said this already a couple of times, but this is the first John Deere tractor to come to the Pandy farm back in actually it's not the first. I was corrected actually by my father here just the other night, but it is the first purchased tractor to come to the farm. John Deere tractor to come to the farm. Back in 1963. There was a 4010 prior to this one. It was purchased, or it was brought here on demonstration with I think it had a harrow, disc harrow, a harrow, and a 4-bottom full mounted plow. So my dad put 100 hours on this tractor, not this tractor, but the 4010 before this one, when it came to the farm. And I'm having a little bit of an issue. I've got a piece of brake line stuck in there. It doesn't want to come out. So you're just going to have to bear with me here a second. So anyway, yeah. The tractor that came here before this one was a 4010, obviously. And it had all the implements, that you would need to do tillage. We had the planters and stuff because, let's face it, this farm's been here for ever. It was bought by my great-grandparents initially in 1925. And that, my friend, is how you do that. So in 1925, it was bought by my great-grandparents, and they moved here and they started the operation that is still being operated today. Now, where in the hell is the other piece? Oh, here it is. Alright, so what I had to do is I actually had to get these ends off, these flared ends, or the nuts, I guess you want to call them. I don't know, they probably have a different term than what I'm using. But anyhow, my great-grandparents, bought the farm in 1925. My grandfather was 2.5 years old at that point. And they used Allis-Chalmers, primarily Allis-Chalmers, I guess. Actually, my great-grandparents used horses here. It was all horses. And later, I believe there was Allis-Chalmers that were bought for the farm. By my great-grandparents, and then of course my grandparents, my grandfather decided that he was going to take over the farm, of course they bought International Harvester because that was the thing to have. And it was International, it was International Allis-Chalmers. I know there was a D17 here. D17, it was before the 4010 here, but they had gotten this tractor on demonstration. I know I'm going back and forth here because I'm trying to concentrate. But they had this, this is flexible brake line, by the way. They had that John Deere tractor that was from a local dealer over here in Flemington, Holland French, I believe. And it was either Holland French or Holland Lockemeyer. I've been hauling Lockemeyer over here. You might be able to look into the history books of Hunterdon County. I know Timmy Cornpicker would probably know more about it than what I'm saying, maybe, possibly. I don't know what primary tractors they used back in the day, but I kind of think it was a Ford. Ford was their thing, I think. Don't get me wrong. Don't take me to heart, let's put it that way. So, anyhow, oh God, this stuff. I'm just getting this roughed out. It's cheaper than buying a damn part from John Deere. And we'll cut it there. I just need it to be somewhat close. So anyways, Hall and French or Hall and Lockemeyer, they were going out of business. Alright, they had pretty much met the end of their reign as, you know, viable business. I think one of them was an alcoholic personally. I think that's what happened to him. And let's see here. Yeah, we need to really bend that a little bit more. And we don't need quite that much cut off. So, anyways, he was alcoholic, so he kind of blew their money. Anyways, so that tractor my dad put 100 hours on that tractor. And the John Deere company came and picked it up. And the implements without the 4-bottom mounted plow. Which does this look even close? I mean, does that even look close? I don't know. Maybe not quite as bent or kinked as I needed. I don't know. Let's see what happens. So anyways, they had that tractor, and it had to go to another dealer from that point on, and the new dealer that was taking over this tractor from the old dealer, because of course they couldn't manage their finances too well, the new dealer's like, hey, what the hell are we going to do with this tractor? It's got 100 hours on it, and nobody's going to want to buy it. It's a brand new tractor with 100 hours on it. What the hell? What are we going to do with it? So John Deere got the brilliant idea. I'm like, well, okay, no problem. We can fix that. And they put a new clock in it. a new tachometer. Well, right now today it'd probably be illegal as hell. But that's what they did. They put a new tachometer in the damn thing. And that solved their problem of having a 100-hour tractor on the lot at the new dealer. And so whoever purchased that tractor, obviously they ended up with a tractor that had 100 hours on it, and they didn't even know it. But let's face it, what's 100 hours, you know? A few days work. Anyway, if you're wondering what the hell I'm doing here, when you build these new pieces, you have to have a double flare tool, a double flare. Yeah, because they're double flare nuts on these things. God, that's tight. And in order to get a double flare deal on there, you have to open up the hole a little bit. So, where the hell's my double flare kit? I know I have it here. Hold on a second. Okay, I don't know how much got shut off. I filled my card, but here's the routing of this return line. And what it does is it actually returns up into the steering motor valve, or steering metering valve. And that's a metering valve, not a motor, but a steering meter. So what I did was, because I had a little extra in the hose, I clamped it. I bent it around. It took the long way around, made sure that it is not hitting anything, and of course it is all good to go down yonder there. There's a lot of things that I need to do in this area before we get going too far to the front, but actually I should just say F it and get the rest of this stuff together and start the tractor. Yeah, start the tractor. Y'all think I should start this tractor or just keep on making pictures? Movies, films, whatever you want to call it. I think we should start the damn tractor. But anyway, before I do that, I actually have to put this pipe here. There's a pipe that went there. It lays there on the floor, and it was no good. It's been brazed a half a dozen times, and holy shit, I just realized it's snowing out there, and my skid steer door's open. Let me put this thing here away. I'll just set it up here for right now so I can kick it and drop it on the ground later. Had Timothy go down to the Napa, the local Napa, and cut me some new pieces of hose. And they're just a little too long. But for there and there, out of that, and this piece here is what's going to replace that pipe. And I have to go, so hold on. Okay, so that pipe runs all the way from here. Okay, it comes from here along the frame rail all the way to this pump here. So, green paint. Green paint! So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put this piece here on here. I think I am. And yeah, I had a feeling that was going to happen. What happens is these suckers, they seize up. But yeah, this piece here, it goes to the starter, obviously. Kind of weird, but that goes along the top of the frame rail on this tractor. I'm hoping I can fish that in there. Yeah, I may have to pull the frame rail off to do that. Not a big deal, just annoying. Loosen it up, pull it apart, pull it away from there, slide it in. That's what I'm going to have to do. Alright, well, that's what happens when you jump the gun.